What happened?
You commit a crime against the people, and we're going to give you a shellacking.
I know it sounds silly, dear, but do it for me, please.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this round of 8 of the KSL, also known as the KSL. Today we got a good matchup for you, hopefully at least. We have Renegade from the Knights of Ren, going by Renegade X in game, and Team Yar's very own Stifle. Now, from what I can tell, both these players have done I think Becca's going to be a little bit favored here, but you never know. That's the point of this. You got to play a good shot. If you make the call before it happens, it doesn't really matter all that much. Now, right now we're just waiting to go through Matt Pitts and band. We have both of them in the lobby at the moment, and it's going to be a good time. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar, the KSL Camera Star League is a kind of KTL adjacent, sort of team league adjacent team or individual league run by Cameron, a longtime veteran of the team league, in its sixth season currently. And it's a great avenue for CPLs and others, higher level players, to really go and get some experience. With a 1v1 experience where they generally wouldn't get unless they in the ace match of the schedule team league. So it's a really good time. I used to participate in the previous iterations of the Trombone Hand This is not doing it. Thank you for letting me know, Kyoshin.
Oh, you got Juan P.
Anyway, as we get into this game, game 1 on Nightshade. I need to... So as we get into this and realize we may not have the correct server, I need to fix my title because I don't understand why it's... Shoot. Okay. We're gonna fix some things here. Okay. All right. So now this should work. As I have referee priority. I have referee priority. I'm unmuted. The channel is set. The channel title is set. I can't think of anything else that's going to break, which means something is definitely going to break. But we're loading into game 1, and it's so exciting. Thank you for bearing with me here. We're just going to cut that out of the VODs. No one's going to know that this first couple minutes were a little messed up. But it doesn't matter, because we're in game now. And spawning in the bottom right, in the pink, from Team UR, we have Stifle. And very polite player. And in the top left, in the blue, from Knights of Ren, we have Renegade. So I talked to Renegade a little bit before this match, and he wanted me to... Yeah, he said he's a super aggressive Zerg that kind of like wants people to think that he's pretty aggressive. But that doesn't mean he is. Right, he very much kind of strongly believes in pressure into macro play. We have a standard 16 hatch going. Let's turn this music down a little. 16 hatch going for him now as your standard 0 opener. Barracks first into CC probably for Stifle. This is game 1 of a best of X. I mean, it's not exactly the time where you want to go and go crazy on the aggression. Necessarily, it's kind of a I need to figure my opponent out. Never played him before. If I have, it's been quite a while. And wow, everything's going wrong. Fix now. But we do have Renegade going for a kind of sneaky scout here. I shouldn't say sneaky. He really wants to make sure that he doesn't get proxied in the first game. Just kind of go down 1-0 immediately. You're seeing a lot of Zergs do that nowadays, especially with the preponderance of the proxy 3-Rex that you see. Especially really you saw Maru popularize in the GSL Team League. So here we have Reaper coming out. probably factory going down very quickly. And really, you know, this is the early game that you see 99% of the time. Come on. There we go. 99% of the time for both with Terran and Zerg. We have a third base going down for Renegade as well. Looks like we should be going into, you know, going to Hellions. So really, the question here is whether the four-ling Reaper Dance is actually something that's going to happen, or whether he's going to be able to kill anything, or just, you know, what you see every day. Oh, he's going to get it. Oh, he's not going to. He gets one drone, and that does not feel good for Renegade. Definitely recoverable, but it's kind of more of a moral victory, right? Oh no, I lost a drone. That really shouldn't have happened. It's not letting me. Why is this not letting me fall? Anyway, so we, you know, just massive drones coming out, but we have Roach Warren. And that's not it. Roach Warren at 3 minutes is not exactly the most standard cast, or most standard build you're going to see, especially with that early second gas coming up. So it looks like we're going to see some roach pressure here. That may or may not be scouted. Reaper is much more interested in dealing with drones, or dealing with Zerglings than he is anything else. And, you know, for all intents and purposes, from what Stifle's seen, this is a pretty standard build, you know. 3 hatch, single gas,
ready to raise some hell.
Speed coming out. We have him getting ready to move out with 4 Hellions, and we have a fusion core on the way. So this is going to be cattle bruisers. Now, that's you know, we're going to talk about that when it happens, because it may very well be that Stifle's not going to get the opportunity to do anything with these battle cruisers. It takes them a long time to build, and these roaches are going. This roach ravager is going to be moving over the map, over to the other side of the map, very fast. Now, Renegade, you know, he does have the option to macro up behind this, but he really is only on 25 workers, no lair on the way. This needs to get at least some work done. But you know, he's doing a good job with things. His roaches, his single ravager, are moving across the map, out of vision. He gets a couple Zerglings going by, then gets scouted, and actually take a lot of damage. But that by itself is not anything too scary, but these roaches are. Alarm bells are going off in Stifle's head. He's like, oh no, I am not ready for this. We have a battlecruiser halfway done. We have bunker about to get built on the high ground, but it is actually not going down at all. Third CC on the way, so this is going to get a lot of damage. I don't know if it's going to get enough, but he's already starting to kill SCVs. 3 go down, 4 go down. The worker count is going to be equalized, but the question is whether this is going to do critical damage. Developer Zerg does have 3 base. That is not enough to, you know, he needs to do critical damage. He needs to almost end the game here with being on 25 workers, no lair. But he does get into the main. He's able to get on these Hellions, eventually kill them, but we have a cattle cruiser out. We have battle cruiser out. And battle cruisers, they're going to make short work of all these roaches, all these ravagers. That being said, a Renegade is not skimping on the aggression. He is just pouring Zerglings out. He's not transitioning out of this. This is very, very all-in. What that does mean, and the battle cruiser has, you know, has teleported across the map, so we're in a weird situation now. Battle cruiser not going to die to that one spine, but we have Zerglings in the main. They're able to get around the depot. Depot is actually depot isn't even a wall. They're fully around it. No second battle cruiser coming out. On the flip side, though, this battle cruiser is going totally unobstructed. We have 2 queens here. That is not enough. What? Game one goes to Renegade. Just too much damage being done. So let's fix that. Come here. Now it is Renegade goes up 1-0. Congratulations to him. That was a fast game. As I was talking about it a minute ago, he likes the cheese. We're just fixing volume a little. And now we go to game 2. Game 2 on Zen. Now, Zen is maybe a little bit more, and, oh, there we go. No game heart. So we're going to fix this. Zen is maybe a bit more even of a matchup. Nightshade is one of those maps that you see at the pro level. Zergs are just banning all the time because it's a super fast rush distance from the Terran's natural to the Zerg's third, which makes things pretty hard. And that's just really hard to get into in the mid game. So as we wait to get into game 2 here, it's gonna be interesting to see how both of these players adapt. Stifle, he had the battle cruiser. It was primed to do a decent amount of damage, but his scouting just wasn't quite there. He didn't see the Roach Warren. He did not get his Reaper close enough. He cared more about keeping the Reaper alive. He cared more about keeping the Reaper alive than he did getting that full scout off, which is fine. That's valid. Having that Reaper on for your Hellion aggression. Having that Reaper in for your Hellion aggression very much means that it gives it a little more punch. You can grenade Zerglings out, things like that. That being said, he didn't see the Roaches. That's kind of a problem. And they were able to just march across the map undetected until the last second and absolutely just blow the door off, kill 30 SCVs. And while he was producing off of 3cc, just not quite good enough. Right, he was not able to do the counter damage he needed to. He wasn't able to get its wall up. The bunker was accidentally canceled. And we're into game 2. And spawning in the top right of Zen, in the pink, we have Stifle. And then, in the bottom left, in the light blue, in the baby blue, up 1-0, we have Renegade. There we go. Okay, I forgot to for that. So it's going to be interesting to see how both players go and react to this. Renegade he can be two ways about this. Oh, great, my all-in worked. I caught him by surprise. I'm going to keep doing it until he stops it. Right? That is version 1. And version 2 is, oh, I caught him by surprise. Now's the time to really buckle down on my macro. To go and say, ha, yes, I got it. I have a bunch of backlegs. He's probably going to play a little bit safer now. This is my time to play greedy. And Stifle's kind of got the same idea here. He is doing an SCV scout. I don't believe he did that last time. And yeah, he's got that opportunity to say, I'm going to call your bluff here. Right, you're not doing this again. Or go aggressive on. Go aggressive himself, plop down a couple racks in a sneaky corner of the map, not that he's doing that this game. And just try to put the pressure on Stifle. Let Stifle, or let Renegade do what he wants to do. Now, the interesting thing is, okay, never mind. This is your bog standard Zerg opener, everything you would expect. 16, 18, 17, that's been the opener for about the last year and a half. Renegade is doing something a little bit different this time, though. He's going to eBay block the third, which means that Stifle at the very get-go, he's not going to, regardless of what he does, he's going to have to put a lot more work in to take his third, or he's going to have to take the more aggressive one. Which, against Terran on this map, that's kind of where you want to take the fourth sometimes, but it really does not feel that great to take the third. Yeah, you can connect creep maybe a little faster, but it's harder to defend. You don't have kind of one area that you're going to wall off. But that eBay block is successful. Renegade goes out. He's like, I'm going to go take my third. And there's an eBay there, which is unfortunate. Sends Zerglings out to try to kill the eBay. Reaper goes in, says, no, you don't. And as the Zerglings are off creep, he should be able to get at least one Zerg. Well, no, he doesn't. Okay. So we have Renegade joining hard behind this. He does, in fact, take the aggressive third. Now, I don't know what his plans are at the moment. He's on 22 workers. He put a Roachborn down at 26 last game. So that would appear to be a break point for him. And Stifle has not yet scouted that third. He should in a second, though. Now he sees that. So, oh, okay, I can cancel my eBay. Hopefully. And we do have that Roachborn down. Renegade said, "How yes, this worked so well in game 1. It's going to work in game 2. And I even have a better rush distance to take advantage of with my third being placed in the aggressive position. So that's one of those things where is it necessarily worth it to do the eBay block here? I don't know. But the eBay is canceled. Stifle refunds that, but he sends his Reaper into the main base this time, and he sees the Roach Warren. Now, alarm bells should be going off. He saw what happened last game. Alarm bells are going off, should be going off in his head right now. But there's no link speed. There's no link speed whatsoever. And it was I believe this was forgotten. I didn't notice this earlier. So the Zergling follow-up that Renegade used to such great effect in Game 1 is just not going to be there in Game 2. And it doesn't even mean he gets that many more Roaches or Ravagers as, you know, the 100 gas was still spent. So this is going to be interesting to see what he's able to do. He's still pounding out their Zerglings. But this is about 100 seconds before Zerglings have speed. Which means that... Oh, there we go. Which means that this is not nearly as good of a position for Stifle as he had in Game 1. That being said, there is no wall. 2 bunkers are going down in the natural, but Zerglings, Roaches, Ravagers can run in regardless. He's getting a partial wall, which may honestly be better for him, almost. As the Zerglings, Ravagers are going to just go through there, choke up, and this is looking a lot better for Stifle already. He managed to supply block Renegade with the Overlord in the main. He has double bunker. I'd like him just pop the Marines out of that second bunker, just to get more firepower at the front line. Zergling speed is almost done. 20 more Zerglings on the way, but Renegade says, "Oh, you know, this is not going to work. I'm going to get a lair." Now I don't know exactly what the lair timing on this is. But he's only at 29 workers. He's growing up a little more. He is going to be able to get in here, which is nice. If supply blocks Stifle, does mean that he has to pull his pressure back. But that bunker is not going down. Zerglings are going in one by one and just getting cut down. Roaches are in, but this is not looking good for Renegade at all. Look at the supply here. This is not GG, not yet, but it doesn't look good. He's up 23 army supply to 4, which forces Renegade to build a bunch more units. But he really doesn't want to. Right now, his goal here with that army he had would be putting pressure on the map to and drawing up behind it, right, to reestablish the economy that he doesn't have. So he's drawing up hard. He's up 6 workers now, but he's cranking out a bunch of lings. Baneling Nest is almost on the way. Lair is done, I believe. Lair is done, but no Baneling speed yet. As Banelings are not done, as Baneling Nest is not done. But there are no upgrades. All right, he's gonna be playing a pretty low tech game for the time being, and he's not that far in economy behind me in economy. Now Stifle should be able to snipe this Hydra Den if he wants, but instead he's gonna go for the Queen. He's gonna go for drones. There looks like and there is not enough Zerglings here to defend this. Renegade does have to pull drones, and it's really not looking good. He gets a Queen as well. He's going to supply block him. The Overlords are in the main, and they are going to go not down because he'd rather get drones. Fair assessment. Renegade's already on a low economy. It makes sense to go and try to make sure that happens even more. He can snipe Queens. So Renegade, even if he had the money, wouldn't have the larva. We have 18 lings on the way, a couple banelings, but that is not enough. 18 workers now going down, 20 workers going down, and Renegade is... Stifle is doubling Renegade's supply, and he hasn't even... This is just 2 medevacs. The rest of his army is sat at home, ready for any counterattack that will not come. He's up 30 army supply, he's up 20 workers, and I'd love to see a miracle for Renegade here, but I think we're just kind of waiting for GG as it stands. You know, Centrifugal Hooks is up in 10 seconds, and is able to force that drop to lift up. But as Nathanius would say, you know, at what cost, right? These Banelings are running in. Should be able to snipe a couple. Oh, okay, so it's going to get that drop, but that is not the most cost-effective trade. Zerglings do run in, though. Try to get something done, but that is 15 lings. Not exactly the most efficient trade when the army's sitting in the main. We have a Liberator set up with no way to deal with that. A third base going for Stifle. And honestly, if he wanted right now, he could just march across the map. That being said, he is being cautious. He says, you know what, you've cheesed me. I feel like I did a ton of damage, but I don't know. I'm just going to set myself up for 3 base macro play. I'm going to get my 1-1 upgrades 1-1 upgrades done. And we're going to see where this game goes. Now, it is interesting. Renegade has gone for muscular augments. I believe that's what that it's called. Over evolved spines. So, Hydra speed over Hydra range. So he wants to be able to move around a lot. He really values his mobility, which is good. He really does not have the creep spread to support mobility without that. That being said, you really you much more prefer Hydra range over so you can shoot over speed, so you can shoot over things better. That being said, there's a Liberator in the main that's not being dealt with. The third is totally losing all of his drones. We have 26 workers to 58. The third may even go down. There's no reaction. And it is, yeah, it is. I wish I had more. I wish I had more to say about this game, but I think we're just waiting for Renegade to acknowledge defeat here. There's not a lot he can do. His army is six Banelings and a Hydra. And yeah, oh, that's a great connection. Still 71 armies to 14. So really, the question at this point is, what can Renegade learn from this game? All right. How can he use the experience in this game to come back to maybe come with a different strategy, hit a different timing, not forget Zergling speed, whatever it is, to come back in and go back up on game 3. Because right now it looks like Stifle had his number. He scouted, saw the Roach Warren, said, "Ah yes, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me," and he was not fooled. And this biotank push is looking to end the game. There's no way. There we go. GG. And now it's tied up 1-1. So in typical caster fashion, it is my duty to inform you that this is now effectively best of 3. I won't do that because I have some sort of I have some modicum of personal standards and ability, but it's effectively best of 3. And game 3 is Everdream. So that's gonna be fun. Maybe a little bit bigger of a map. But still definitely possible to do that roach aggression again. I think that, however, I think if Renegade wants to be able to do that properly, he really wants to make sure that Reaper doesn't get in and scout the Roach Warren. Scout that Roach Warren, maybe puts in a different position. I don't know. That being said, Stifle's looking good. He's slapped down at least the first all-in that Renegade threw at him. And said, you know what? You're going to have to show me something better, right? You fooled me. You caught me off guard. I was doing Battlecruiser Rush, and I just didn't have anything out. My bunker didn't go down. Now, dealing with this, you know, it's going to be interesting to see where it goes from here. Does Stifle go back to his Battlecruiser, whether, you know, we're getting this game 3 going. There we go. Alright, and we are loading into game 3. As I said, this one is on Everdream. It's going to be a fun time. Now, Stifle and Renegade have exchanged some pretty heavy blows. Games 1 and game 2. And I don't know where they're going to go from here. As, you know, it's very easy in a best of X situation to get yourself locked into I cheesed, he cheesed, etc., etc., etc. There we go. But anyways, we're spawned into Everdream in the bottom left, tying up that second game in a tour de force. We have Team UR's Stifle. And then in the top right, still in that lovely baby blue. Hopefully he's going to do something a little bit different this time. We have a Renegade X. So, this is you know, it's now is the point where we start being able to see mind games, right? You did X, I'm gonna do X in response. Oh, I know he did that thing, so I'm gonna do something to counter the thing that he thinks he's gonna do. And it's very easy to get yourself 10 level, really caught up in that, 10 shades into it, and convince yourself that something happens that it doesn't. And that's part of the trick of these best of X, especially extended best of X, so best of 5, best of 7. And that's why some players do very well in Pro League style, and some players just don't. And some players do a lot better in the GSL weekend tournament style. 16, 18, 17 from the Zerg, Barracks expand, Reaper expand from the Terran, and we have our Scout once again in the main of Stifle, or in the main of Renegade. He sees the exact same thing he's seen from the last couple games, but should something weird happen, he'd know about it. That being said, we have a CC going down on the low ground. From Stifle, he sees that there's no super early link pressure, nothing funky that would potentially cancel his CC. So he puts on low ground. Get that economic advantage. That's standard though. There's not much interesting there. And instead of an eBay block this time, Stifle, ever the innovator, he has not even patrol moved. He's A-clicked around the third. He says, "Look, I don't need an eBay here. I'm just gonna stop you with my SCV." And he does so. Second drone going out. He says no to that one too. And this should be shut down by Zerglings. But we do have a Reaper coming across the map. Yeah, Reaper sitting on the third. A Reaper says, "Oh, no, 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 I'm gonna kill you." And that drone is gonna go down. Reaper has, so much more microability than these Zerglings here. On the flip side, we have the SCV still chasing these workers. Stifle says, "You know what? Look, you need a third base to be able to all in me here, to get that macro hatchery going," and I do not believe in that. But wow, this is very different. We have a layer coming down from Renegade here, off of one gas. Now I actually have no idea what the plan is yet. Maybe a Nidus, maybe 2-base Muta. I'm not totally sure, but it is scouted. So, I've said alarm bells a good bit, and I don't know if this is alarm bells for Stifle. He's like, "Oh no, he's using me again," but just very confused. He even goes and scans the naturals, like, what is going on here? But he sees the 2 gas going down, and he sees the good scan placement. He sees the third gas in the main was not taken. And this is a late Zerging speed coming in from Renegade. So if this is some sort of Zergling timing, that's not going to happen. Now we have 2 Hellions going across the map, and Stifle or Renegade's droning behind this. No, he's not going to take a third. Hellions going to go up into the main, not going to scout anything, but that's fine because there's nothing. Okay, there we go. Spire goes down, and he scans the main and sees nothing. He sees the layers down. He sees the lack of a 4th gas. He does not see the Spire. And has he ever gotten into the back of that? He has. So this might catch him off guard a little. We have 1 Liberator coming out on the way. Tank being built. Gotta be super safe. But he knows this isn't roaches, unless the roach one plop down right now. But okay, there we go. He sees the Spire. He puts an eBay down. So, yes, that's what you're doing, Trixie Hobbitses. You're trying to 2-base Spire me. And inspired as he is by this play, he's going to go and he's going to, come on. Okay. He's going to send a Liberator across the map. In the process, check the third, find there is no third. And then siege up the natural. Now, this is not going to last very long. As mutas are just about to pop, but this should do a little bit of damage. Knock out the queen, knock out a couple, oh, not even get the queen. Good response from Renegade. Chases it out on 27 health. That's not a very effective Liberator, but he did see the Spire popping. And we have 5 mutas on the way. But there's a missile turret in each mineral line, and protecting the production of our Terran player, which means that these mutas, as powerful units as they may be, especially early game, I don't know how much they're going to be able to get done. There's no tank to snipe that's protected by a missile turret. They're going to be able to get in on the sides of the mineral line. Oh, they should be able to get the SCV that's dealing with this third, building the third CC here. So that's nice. And they're going to try. They're just going to go cancel/kill this third. Yeah, there we go. Cancel the third command center. Marines going across, but they really don't have stim yet. So Renegade can go and pick a couple off. And he's droning behind this. He says, you know what? I'm keeping you back. That's all I care about. Killing a couple SCVs. But, the trick with 2-beast mutas, you do have to do a decent amount of work. And this is not worth whatsoever losing 2 mutas for a couple Marines. That makes life much harder. But we have 7 drones behind this. However, Stifle, knowing that he knocked a couple mutas off, so he really can't deal with the medevacs that much. And knowing the mutas are across the map says, oh, look, this is the perfect time for me to get across the map. I feel like you're probably droning pretty heavily behind this, that's what you do with 2-base. That's the kind of goal behind 2-base muta. You need to establish, saturate your third after you establish that pressure advantage. 3 queens there. Do we have any Zerglings on the map? We have 24 Zerglings running over. He's going to snipe 1 queen, but he does get the medevac as well. In the meantime, mutas are doing nothing. They have been forgotten about. A 2nd queen goes down, 3rd queen goes down, and now this is where this push can do a lot of work. There's nothing to contest the medevac. Medevac fires with 6 HP. Jeez. Good micro. So now we have mutas are running across the map. They say, oh, well, this should clean this up. And the mutas should be able to knock down the medevac. Or the queen. There we go. Good job, queen. You got a kill. So, Stifle scans the third, sees it saturated without gas, sees the gas being filled up, and he's like, okay, I don't feel like, I don't feel like these mutas did enough early to account for the expenditure they had, but they did keep the Terran back. They delayed that push significantly, and sure, you lost queens, but that's about all you lost. And we do have a 4th base saturated, roughly. Missing we're only on 50. We're only on 65 workers. I think you would ideally be at a little more. But those are great Baneling connections on accident almost. The Zerglings get on top of the tanks, they get on top of the SCVs, and this caught Renegade with his pants down. Meanwhile, we have mutas in the main, canceling these 2 barracks as he tries to expand his production. 17 workers go down. That is a painful Baneling connection. Takes a lot of the brunt out of this, but he forces the 3rd to lift off. Almost takes the bunker down. Mutas have killed 2 barracks. Mutas, however, are uncontrolled, so he's going to lose a couple of missile turrets, unfortunately. But Renegade's he found himself in a pretty good position. He's up 20 odd drones. He's got a 4th base, mostly saturated. He's working more, and he's steamrolling his way up to Hive. That being said, there are zero ground upgrades for the Zerg. Carapace level 1 is almost done. There is no upgrade. There's no attack upgrade. So while he's steamrolling his up to Hive, he's kind of all in. Just a little. He's gonna, on the flip side, Terran only has 1-1. He has not started his 2-2. So it doesn't feel that bad, I guess. Meanwhile, we have a drop in the main, taking out 7 workers. These players do not believe in playing on their own side of the map. That's for daggone sure. Able to take a queen down as well. And he scouts the Hive going up. Carapace level 1. Just about done. Let's see, level 2 pretty fast. What's going to be interesting, though, is when Stifle finds the time to get his +2. So he has 2 E-bays. They're not done. Or they're not working. And that massive timing that he had, where he was up 2 upgrades to 0, is just not there. What's also interesting is Renegade is buying into level 2 flyer attack, and he has 0 mutas. He bought his first 7, and then he just did not buy any more. Now, I don't know exactly what the plan for this is. He definitely has the gas. He has the minerals. But be as that may be, that's what he's dealing with. On the flip side, Stifle is heavily supply blocked. He's a 117 out of 117, and there are no, and I mean no, supply depots being built. I suppose he can do a supply call down, but that is severely diminishing his growth, and he has not yet noticed. So this attack, you know, barring amazing Widowmine hits, like that. Ooh, that hurts. There may be enough Ling Bane to just wipe this out regardless, though. And that is going to be a lot. 11, 12, 13, 20 workers going down. And sure, and he doesn't even clean the army up. Baneling hits almost killed a CC by itself. So where we got? Stifle's up on army, but a lot of that is in medevacs. He has 7 medevacs, 24 marines. And Zerg is just continually producing. Okay, I guess that's where the flyer attack comes from. He's going into Greatest Fire, looking to end the game here with Broodlord timing. We have +1, +2 almost done. Terran still has failed to start researching 2-2, which Bio really hits its role, hits its true power spike, that 2-2 timing, and really at that 3-3 timing. So by not doing that, he's not feeling great. Corruptor's on the way, knock these medevacs down, and then turn into Broodlords. You know, creep spread's okay. It's not great, so he does not. So Renegade doesn't necessarily see the big pressure coming in. The Zerglings are all the way across the map, but he's rotating in. They should be able to get back and get a nice flank time. He's a decent amount of banelings coming. But it looks like Renegade is just going to target this 4th base now. Oh, I guess Pip's down. So we're going to be 3 base versus 4 base. 71 workers versus 38. And even an army supply. Roughly even in, and Renegade has a massive gas bank that he's going to hope to turn into a bunch of Broodlords. 4th base is being built. These Widowmines are just wreaking havoc. 15 kills, 21 kills on the Zerg. He's running in clumps, and they're annihilating him. That being said, Widowmines are not good at all against Broodlords, and we should have 6 of them on the map, just ready to push this choke. And there are no Vikings in production, just stim to 1-1 bio. And that, you know, that's going to be a problem. There should be enough Ling Bane underneath the Broodlords to be able to. Where are the Broodlords? There we go, coming in from the main. To make it so the bio can't just kind of stim to win and take him out. But you know, Stifle here, he's setting up an aggressive position. He's good pre-splits. But Broodlords are rolling in, and now is the time. You know, friendly fire on the Widowmines. He has rotated in to try to deal with this 4th base, but things are difficult. And now he is stimming under the Broodlords. He's able to get one, but now we have the Ling Bane streaming in, and that's that. So we have all these medevacs going up, assumedly to make some pressure with that 1 drop. And Broodlords are going in. Tries to snipe a couple of Broodlords with Marine drops, but they're just not enough Marines in these medevacs to do anything. And the slow Zerg push commences. Now we do have Vikings on the way. We have Vikings in production. We have 2 almost done. But while there are no Corruptors yet, they're in production. That's not enough. Needling Bane rolling in, losing everything to those 2 Widowmines. These Widowmines have been just scary effective this game. So now we have Corruptors on the field. Good flank from the Marines. He's going to actually take out all these Broodlords. And in doing so, losing a lot of power in his army. Meanwhile, all the medevacs are going down. Marines just do not kill Corruptors well. And more Banelings. That should be patted away from this time. So here we stand. Renegade's up in supply, up in upgrades. He has much more workers. He does not. His army, while he's bigger, he's kind of feeding it away. He's gonna get a Marauder though. Okay, Marauder. but he's getting ready for another push. We have 5 Brood Lords being built. We have a bunch of Corruptors. He is, however, only on 4 base. He's starting to 5th now. But he is even on bases with the Terran, and that's not really ever somewhere you want to be. It's not anywhere someone you want to be. So yeah, this position is pretty Zerg favored, but Stifle's doing a great job of hanging in there. So you know, you shall not pass. And we have Hydras coming up with +1 circle, +1 range attack, which is interesting. Renegade or Stifle's done a great job of kind of forcing his way into the 4th. Oh, those bailing hits though. Great job of weaseling way into the 4th. He is gonna. Okay, he's not gonna get the space. Thought he was gonna right click on it. But we have Brood Lords back again. And the great thing about these Corruptors is they really prevent a lot of the Terran healing that is oh so useful. How many Vikings do we have? We have 2 Vikings, 1 more on the way. And, you know, Stifle has made some great moves. The issue really is until this base really it's roughly up and operational. Until it's operational, he really just does not have the bank of the economy to really match what Renegade is doing. That being said, he's up 30 army supply. And he is about to finally have 2-2. This has been interesting. This has been a pretty low econ game for both sides. It's pretty interesting. So we finally have our 5th base up and operational for the Zerg player. Stifle's moving around. He's gonna try to knock it out, but the Zerg is in position this time. That telltale scan says, ah, yes, okay, I know where you're pushing now. Hydra's in. They're gonna knock out Widow Mines. Good job with the. Good job sending a couple links first to take care of all those Widow Mines. That being said, you know the Terran is a powerful army, and in the meantime, bunch of Widow Mines run into the 4th and knock out 14 workers. So there goes a lot of the economy advantage that the Zerg had. If you look at things, sure he's building a lot of gas, but he's not spending it. However, these Brood Lords are doing a great job of defending things, and there are 2 Corruptors. They're able to and Hydras are able to knock that out. Meanwhile, Stifle has not done any, or Renegade has not done anything about the Widow Mines on this base. They continue to get more and more workers. What do we got? 11, 30. Only reason he didn't get more there was nothing more to get. He totally wiped that neural line out. But on the flip side, Zerg is across the map. He is gutting the economy of the Terran. This CC should burn down with the 1 Hydra on it. Is it? 9, 8, 7, 4. And it goes down just barely. Good attempt with the mules to try to save it, but just did not happen. How many Vikings do we have? So we have 4 Vikings, no more in production. And suddenly Stifle has a massive bank. Comparatively, he's 1,500, 3,000. So he should be able to just max out here if he gets his production really underway. But he only has 5 barracks. He doesn't have the full 8 you kind of want on 3 base Terran production. So you know this game's getting scrappy. 1,500 resource per minute. You know, 45 workers for the Zerg, 39 for the Terran. Get more going down. Oh, what a Brood Lord shot too. So this is interesting. This is where you say game is hard and you kind of cry a little. Neither player is really in the position where they can just full on power max out. Now the one advantage that the Zerg does have going from here is he's a little bit higher tech unit wise, and his upgrades is so much better. He's 313. He's 3-1 on air upgrades, and Stifle is throwing some of his workers away to try to do something about that base, but it's not exactly working. Meanwhile, Brood Lords are pushing across the map with the 1 Corruptor. 1 Corruptor does not beat a bunch of Vikings, no matter how much you want that to be the case. We have a couple Hydras, but this push may be enough. The Hydras are going to take out the Vikings, 4 Vikings originally, and as long as 1 or 2 Brood Lords are alive, it's gonna be probably okay. He's probably gonna be able to push through here. 16 workers go down. He's able to prevent more Vikings from being out. 5 more Hydras on the way. And this may be the breaking point with the small cluster of Ling, Hydra, Brood Lord. Which was not a composition I really ever thought I would be talking about. But there we go. GG game 2. Game 3 goes to Renegade. Going up 2-1 after a long, scrappy game. So we're on match point. And you know, having talked to Renegade before this, he felt that he was not favored in this matchup. Yeah, I really don't know how Stifle just wasn't dead there. He did such a good job of hanging in it when he really should not have been. He just took a bunch of punches, and he tried to pull the rope-a-dope. And the rope-a-dope, you know, he was almost successful, just not quite there. If he had his upgrades on time, I think he would have pulled it out. To be totally honest. Man, he also, just due to the constant harass the Zerka was doing, he was almost supply capped. He was supply capped for like 3.5 minutes. Just due to constantly losing eBays. Or supply depots. But anyway. After that game, both of our players need a break. Understandably so. It's going to be about a minute. So I'm gonna take a break too. We'll be back very shortly with Game 4 of the KSL round of 8, Renegade versus Stifle.
Oh, look. Would you like to do another?
Yes.
You're telling us we gotta risk our lives just because somebody might need help, huh?
If you're stupid enough to go die in that trap, that's your business. However, I am not stupid enough to follow.
Just in case we fail to recognize one another after all these years.
Allow me
If he's not treated right, he's even programmed to die.
Good night.
Much sorrow comes from women who know not honor and truth.
this time and forever. I won't have the power. Trust you won't play me. It's happy hour in the ivory tower. But then I see you with another girl as I drive by. Now you got me thinking, why? Why you gotta mess with me when I'm so loyal to what we could be? Everything feels so wrong. Should've known all along. I thought this was destiny, 'cause my feelings, they ain't no la.
And with that, we're back. Game 4. It's going to be on Simulacrum, or Simulacrum. However you call that. Because I'm very good at pronouncing things. And this is match point. Renegade wins here. He goes on to the round of 4. To play the winner of Someone versus Someone. I had this up a minute ago. There we go, and we're just getting the lobby all set up. They've decided that they want me to do things instead of them, which is totally fine. And we're gonna go into game 4 in just a second. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. You know, it's all, it is all, you know, it's, we're stuck inside all day. Well, what else are you going to do? Rather just kind of watch some StarCraft, especially, you know, a league as awesome as the KSL, especially with games like we just had. I know I'm having a great time. Thank you all for joining me here. And we're into game 4. Let's go. And we have Oatmeal in the upper left, in the blue. Down one game to 2, we have Stifle. Team UR's own clan. And in the bottom right, looking to take the series right here and now. In the yellow, we have Renegade X. So it's really going to be interesting here. There are a couple, you know. Renegade has one game to give. He has one game to give. He can go and say, you know what? I'm going to pull out my cheekiest whatever. I'm going to be awesome. I'm going to proxy a spire in the upper right corner of the map. And no one's going to be able to do anything. And Stifle will not expect it. And it's going to be great. It's probably not what he's going to want to do. Probably not what he is going to do. But, so it really, being on match point in a series like this gives you a lot of leeway in terms of deciding what you're going to do. And we're not going to see that for a minute. I mean, he could have gone some weird 14-14 thing, but that's not a great idea versus Terran, to be totally honest. So we have SCV Stout going in. Stifle, he's fine. He's, yes, this is exactly what I've seen for the last 3 games. I don't know why I'm SCV Scouting. But on the off chance that something was weird, you know, he'd notice. Meanwhile, again, Reaper expand. I could talk about, I could say the same thing for 4 or 5 games in a row. Most likely to be saying the same thing every time. We have a Reaper expand versus 16, 18, 17. This is pretty much the meta of ZBT right now and has been for quite a while. But we do have the SCV instead of A moving between the main, the natural, and the third. Instead, he's going to sit in front of the natural. And he's confused now. He says, I don't know. Which one are you taking for your third? And he gets juked out. He follows the wrong one. This is some next level stuff right here from Renegade. He's like, look, he's noticed 3 games now that Stifle's attempted to block his hatch every time. It's like, oh, what if I'm just gonna fool him? I'm gonna send 2 workers out, and I'm gonna guarantee a base, regardless of what happens. Now we have Reaper has got into the main. Zerglings are not chasing. He sees, yes, Zergling speed is on time this time, but there's still 3 drones and gas, which which means that either this is a mistake from Renegade, or Renegade is looking to do something a little more aggressive. I say a little more aggressive. He's been pretty dang aggressive every single one of these games, whether it's 2-base muta, whether it's roach aggression, whatever it is. If you got the chance to end the game before 6 minutes, Renegade loves it. That being said, you know, this is... Okay, there we go. We got a roach worn down at that 3-minute mark. Double gas coming in, and the Reaper is going to scout it. And oh, okay. So, Renegade did not like what happened last time, and he has decided, you know what? Fine. I'm gonna take my second gas. I'm gonna cancel it, and I'm gonna put it down again. Never gonna expect it. And you know, Stifle may not, but he does have a Liberator on the way. Zerg does get a full scout of the Terran base. He sees that starport working without any add-ons. He saw the factory. I didn't see if it lifted up, but he did see. You might have seen it lift up. We have four Hellions and a Reaper going down, looking to do some aggression here. Really scout as much as anything else. Keep creep spread down. He's gonna get one worker. It's like, oh, okay. So he's playing a macro game this time. He has got a worker on the third. Nothing can be further from the truth, my friend. He's gonna... Now, this is big, though. He sees all the links coming out. Says, oh, I remember game 1. This happened. And he's doing a great job with these Hellions of... Okay, there are no workers on the third. You should see these roaches pop, too. Okay. He doesn't act... Oh, that's not good. He does not see the roaches. 5 lings are able to get in, prevent any sort of wall up that might happen. Gets 2 SCVs, starts working on the depots. And what do we have out? We have 2 Marines, a Liberator that is across the map doing some damage, and a almost dead Hellion and a Reaper. And this is not looking good. We have 2 bunkers going down, but they are not. There's no way these bunkers get down. No way whatsoever. And we have roaches across the map now. Another train of Ravagers coming in. And honestly, this initial roach ling pressure by itself may just kill him. So we do have... This is 3 barracks play. This was... Stifle was looking to go for some sort of all-in off this, but he's lost 18 workers. He's on 22 workers. He has Ravagers coming up. Ravagers are able to hit the Marines on the high ground. He's gonna be able to take this take the supply depot down even without Miles. Miles are going to kill SCVs. He's going to get the supply depot, not supply blocking him. Zerglings pouring in. We should be able to get Miles down on everything. And even if this doesn't kill him, I mean, look how much the damage is. 32 workers to 17. And sure, he's able to put back this initial amount. Heavy Marine production is able to secure that, but he's supply blocked, right? He's not going to be able to do much. Sure, okay, this aggression is thwarted, but we have 10, 12, 13. We have tons of drones being made for the Zerg player. He's teching up the lair. He's getting a bailing nest. This hasn't killed him, all right? Stifle's still in this game. And Renegade did a great job of not throwing his lead away by just throwing a bunch of units away like he did in game 2. That being said, man, this is going to be hard. Stifel's got to get a lot done with this drop. And he might. The Zerg is not building army right now. He's just hitting that D key, going up super high into his drone production, saturating that third. You know, we may not expect this. That being said, and we do have stim, so this is going to be a powerful drop. We have a bunch of lings on the way. eBay or Evo chambers going down, so we will have pretty decent upgrades. But this drop should be able to wipe this drop's gonna wipe this mineral land out. And there goes a lot. And he's gonna get the queen too. There goes a lot of Renegade's advantage. I mean, he's still doubling up workers, don't get me wrong. He's still not in a great spot. But that is 14 workers that he's able to kill, and he's gonna try to target this third down. I don't think he's gonna get the third. That's a lot of damage. And that equalizes things just a little. Liberator Liberator going across the map back to the main. There is no Spore in the main. And we do have a Spire going down, though. So this Liberator should be able to prevent mining just a little. We do have army out this time. Zerglings, Banelings. That being said, oh, he's not going to get there. The Zerg was moving across the map with Slowling Bane, trying to bust, I imagine. Liberator's getting good damage. No workers are being pulled for a while, so that's 4 drones, preventing gas mining, which honestly is not that big of a deal. Renegade's banking a decent amount. But really, all Renegade has to do here is just go get up to 3-4 base and just expand his advantage. He's trying a little too hard to be aggressive. He does have 2 Evo chambers down, and he has not started upgrades. So he had the chance to probably hit a 2-2 versus barely 1-1 timing, with the Evo base or the E base just going down. Fortunately, that is not the case. And Renegade is where are the workers going down? Liberator on the 4th now. Renegade is ahead, but you know, this is not the commanding lead that it could be. But this may be really good splits. This is not trading efficiently whatsoever. And Renegade, he's only got 10 free supply. He's building a bunch of Zerglings. But this push out should probably be able to take out the 4th, especially with the total lack of creep spread we got going on. 30 Zerglings on the way, so he's not too down in army supply. Zerg can take fights when down in army supply here. But you know, no banelings are being ready. Tanks are on the high ground. This is a great position for tanks. It's going to be hard for them to deal with that. And this 4th is most likely going down. That is not enough Zerglings to deal with this, especially when he runs under tank fire. So that 4th goes down, and I much prefer the 4th here, anyways. So +1, 1-1 for the Zerg is getting started now. We do have a Spire, but no mutas.
Game paused.
We have pause. So, where do we stand in this game? Stifle has done a great job of fighting his way back into it. He's got a 3rd down. He's got 43 workers. Not the best, but considering he was at a 1/3 of the Zerg's drone count at some point, it's not bad. Man, okay, so internet problems. I think everyone I know has been dealing with internet problems these days. So now we're going to get back into it. If I remember my resume button. Here we go.
Game resumed.
So, getting back into it. Strong Terran push on the upper right side of the map. Zerg is able to swarm and cut things out. He's probably going to be able to take some of these tanks out too, which is nice. Okay, the tanks are able to get picked up. Got swatted back, and we're even. Honestly, Stifle's done an excellent job of. Yes. Oh, that's a good baneling. That's not the most efficient trade. It does take out tank though. Stifle has done an excellent job of clawing his way back into this game. He's up an army. He's gonna have a 1-1 versus 0-0 timing. He's got a drop going across the map. He's got his 3rd established. He's only down 6 workers, and with mules, that doesn't really matter that much. So this drop is going into the main. Zerg has not seen it. And actually, Zerg is still pushing across the map. Mutas are running back. This should be able to get some decent damage. At least snap the queen. There's one muta. That muta is just gonna die. And this is actually going to do some pretty significant damage. As we see, Renegade is, for the first time in this game, is behind on economy compared to the Terran player. It does get cleaned up eventually, and the medevac's probably going to go down too, or not. Renegade is very interested in moving across the map, and we're in this situation where Terran is 1-1. Zerg's about to have 1-1. They're even in army. Terran's mildly ahead on workers, even though Zerg does have the 4th base. And this is bio-tank, so you kind of... And he's losing more mutas as he moves across the map. There's another one. So, and to make matters worse, there is no creep spread around this 4th. Alright, there's one line of creep going up towards the 12 o'clock position. And And that's about it. These banelings rolling in, they're just going to get target fired and blown up. This fourth should go down, and Stifle, by taking this fourth base, is in a commanding position. Now, these mutas are doing decent work, but there are Marines there, there's a missile turret, and instead, these mutas are... You only got 5 of them now. That's not great. Terran counts the new fourth, the third fourth. Go up in the top right, sees it just going down, and now we have 4 mutas left. So this muta cadre, muta task force is not really able to do much whatsoever at this point. You kind of want 10, 12 to really be useful to be able to snipe things. So, and we have Zerg running into a... Oh, this is not a good engagement for the Zerg. So now, where do we stand? Zerg is down 30 armor supply. He's down to workers. He's going for a hive. He's double expanding, but he really... He just does not build his economy back up after that big advantage. Which is rather unfortunate. It means that... I mean, part of this is just the excellent pressure that Stifle has put on the map. He's made it pretty hard for Renegade to get and take a 4th base. And to kind of really this big Zerg swarm that you're looking for in his EBT. And now he's going to put the tanks up against their decent baneling hits. Not the best, not the worst. But I mean, we have double army supply for the Terran here. He's able to put in. He's pre-splitting. He's got 2-2 versus the 1-1 of the Zerg. But there's a big run by across the map, killing a bunch of SCVs, killing a bunch of workers. So that's good. But I mean, this there's probably going to go down. 3 mutas aren't going to be able to do anything about this. So yeah, this is excellent damage from the Zerg. And he's even going to maybe get up into the main. No, he's not. I lied. But I mean, this is excellent damage. Terran's down to 35 workers. It doesn't matter. As much as I'd love to... Oh man, Renegade has plowed himself back into this game. He's equalized the damage. I mean, great. And he's only on 1,000 minerals per minute. He's on 3 bases. He just does not have the army, he does not have the larva, and he does not have the money to really to get back into this game. There's really not even a base trade situation. He doesn't have enough mutas. He's 7 mutas on the map, and that is not enough to prevent all the Terran flying buildings. Terran's about to take the take out this third. Extend some marine forward with a massive tank backbone against this the high ground. And Zerg's +1 attack is about to get done, but that, in the words of Maynard, that's nothing. Now this really is not a position that the Zerg can do much about. And even the Evo chambers up top or the gas up top is getting taken care of. Muta's going down, Zergling's going down. Good baneling connections, but tanks are just doing too much. And with that, I think we're gonna see GG any second here. Terran is up 2 bases to 3 bases to 2. He's pushing into the natural. Natural's gonna go down. And with that, that's all she wrote. GG. And we are at ace match. Game point for both players. And that was an excellent job from Stifle to pull the game back from honestly a pretty disastrous start to this game. And now we're going to Game 5. Game 5 on Purity and Industry, which of all maps to set for your ace match, this is one of them. Definitely, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of madness Stifle or really probably Renegade here. You're going to see what madness they pull out. You know, this is it's a decent air map. I really have no idea what either of them have planned here. But that's the fun of it, right? You know, you go and it's map 5. This is probably the most pressure that so we have Stifle asking for a break. I don't know what the pause rules are. So we're potentially going into another break before Game 5. So. But yeah, this is gonna be interesting. We're sitting here. Winner goes on. Let's look at chat for a minute. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna go. Both players have asked for a break before Game 5, so we're gonna go for like a 3-minute break, and we'll be back with the final game of the round of 8 of the KSL for Renegade versus Stifle. Catch y'all soon.
You promised me peace. That's all I could wish for. All I need. Time to take the power back, strap into driver's seat. I ain't gonna let you ruin me. You won once, better enjoy it. Cause once don't get used to it. Start saying bye bye bye. You better hope you don't cry me a seat. Remember when I saw you as I drove by? I was thinking, why you gonna mess with me when I'm so loyal to what we could be? Everything feels so wrong. Wish I'd known all along. I thought this was destiny, cause my feelings, they ain't no lie.
And we're back with Game 5 of KSL RO8. So someone asked me to talk about myself. And really, you know, as a caster, it's my job to talk about the players. But, you know, that being said, so I used to cast a lot. Back 3-4 years ago, I used to cast for the Ascended Star League. Which was a pro and semi-pro tournament run by Saber back a while ago. I casted some Korean stuff for that, Gozu Pizza, things like that, back a long time ago, and did a ton of casting for the CTL. I'm a diamond, low masters-ish Zerg, but you know, I'll talk about myself later because we're into Game 5. We're about to get ready for Game 5. We're about to be into Game 5 of this fantastic best of 5 on probably the oddest map in the map pool, which is Purity and Industry. Now, I have it banned. Personally, I don't really play on it, but I really haven't seen a bunch of pro games on it either because it's just so weird. There we go. But, you know, I'm looking forward to Stifle and Renegade teaching me about this because in the bottom right, Game 5, in the blue, we have our Terran player, Stifle. And then, in the upper middle, in the yellow, ready to take it all here, we have Renegade X from the Knights of Ren. He's actually one of the founders and captains of that team. He actually in the round of 8 he kind of team killed one of the other members of his team, and they took the top 2 spots. He actually got second. So really kind of evidence. I mean, both these players, they play on teams, they practice a lot. And this is kind of evidence of what that kind of practice can do for you. As again, you know, it is having a practice partner, practicing best of series Having it ready in a best of, having someone to practice with in a best of series, that's really useful for me. It is almost a different game. Playing a best of 5, playing a best of 7 against the same person over and over again, versus just playing just against yourself, playing against a ladder or whatever. And it's gonna be interesting to see how that team preparation has helped them here. I kind of expect to see a big macro game going on here, just because, in all honesty, it takes a lot of guts to go all in on like a coin flip strategy in Game 5. This is, I may win this, I may not. And especially because, I mean, Renegade totally showed he had the ability to win a macro game in Game 3. To go up 2-1. Oh, wait. I apologize. Let me fix that. And we have Stifle going to block the third. Again, this time, it's not like there are two equally good options for the third like there were on the last map. I don't think Zergs really want to take the natural here. It's just so pushable. Excuse me. So we have a Reaper coming across the map. It's gonna be able to scout, but you know, belay all that I said about, you know, oh great, we're gonna have a macro game. It's gonna be a fun time. We have Roach 1 down. We don't even have an attempt at a third base, and we have a lair going down. This is looking like some Roach Nidus shenanigans. That is 100% scouted, of course, because, you know, why wouldn't it be? Stifle has learned from the shenanigans of the last 4 games. He says, you know, if you're gonna beat me, at least I'm gonna see it coming. My eyes are gonna be open at night. If you're gonna come for me like that. And he sees the lack of a third. He sees the lair. He sees the Roach Ward, and he knows what's coming. He's no spring chicken. I mean, he might be. But it is the spring, and you know, spring chickens live for the spring. So there we have, we're going to see a Nidus going down any second now. There we go. There's the Nidus. Expect to see Roach production. And he scans it immediately. Overlord in the natural is going to get over the line of sight blocker, most likely. Not going to die yet on 7 HP, because that's how these things go. Nidus is going down, Roach production coming up. We have 2 bunkers in the front. Nothing in the main, though. That being said, there is a tech lab on the starport and a Banshee in production. Now, Banshees are, this is kind of one of the best things you can possibly get to deal with the snipes. Although we will have queens in there, and there is no cloaking being researched on the Banshee. So these queens can definitely deal with things. But we have Marines patrolling the most obvious Nidus spot. Nidus going down, and it is spotted immediately. 2 Marines are shooting on it. It may still get up. We have 2 Marines. I don't believe 2 Marines are enough DPS to deal with it. SCVs are getting pulled because this is all in. This is a 2 base. It's gonna get up. 1 queen gets out, and this is 1 queen, 1 roach. This is the optimal position for Stifle right now. He's able to get a couple of the units, but not all of them. Second Nidus going in the front, and what's that? 3 queens. Okay, this is an annoying overlay bug. We have 3 queens and a bunch of roaches. And we already have a Banshee Plinket things. Now, sorry. Yeah, so we have 2 queens. We have a tank out. We have a Banshee out. Banshee really can't stand and fight too much. But nothing... Roaches are being rallied across the normal way, not through the Nidus. This is shut down. Renegade got 2 SCVs in the Marine. That is actually the worst possible scenario that Renegade could have run into. He's in dire straits here. I mean, he's got even workers. He's put a 3rd down. He's running speedless lings in. They're just dying. This Banshee is going to go across the map now, try to get some damage done. There are no spores. He scans that. Sees a Baneling Nest only just now going down. Do we have stim on the way? We don't. Actually, Stifle's pretty heavily supply blocked. We have 2 supply deepers coming up, though. Where is this Banshee? Banshee coming across with the wonderfully slow Bubulas. Just gonna sit there, watch the... I apologize. Sit there, watch the Baneling Nest complete. and plink away at it. But actually, more importantly, plink away at some nerds. You're going to get 2 drones thus far. Queen's going to push them away. So, but that really kind of gives him a good idea of where things lie. He sees the lack of upgrades. Roach speed is not being upgraded, and he knows that he doesn't have it yet. He's got to feel good about this game. He's up on workers. This is a time when you really, as a Zerg, you really never want to be behind on our workers against the Zerg. So where we, he's doing some damage. He's preventing he's plinking away at that baneling nest. Preventing centrifugal hooks. Not even preventing centrifugal hooks, but plinking away at it. He rotates over the natural. Going to get a couple more workers before the Banshee dies. But I mean, even just losing 3 workers, those are not workers that the Zerg can afford to lose it at this point in time. He is far down in economy. Terran almost his 3rd base up. Terran's able to prevent that overseer from getting in. There is a changeling that kind of sees everything that's happening. One thing I will say is Terran cannot go and just kill right now. His stim is pretty heavily delayed, which makes sense. I mean, his priority was, I'm going to get a tank out, I'm going to get tech out fast so I can prevent this attack. Fine, I get it. That's the correct play. What it does mean is he can't just go capitalize and just kill the Zerg immediately. Unfortunately for him, gives the Zerg a little bit of leeway to go and try to get back into this game. So we do have 1-1 for the Zerg. He's going to be about, what was that, 40 seconds behind the Terran. So Terran's going to have a pretty big 1-1 to 0-0 timing window. And the Zerg is going into Ling Hydra Baneling. So we have a bunch of Lings in the Nidus. No Nidus Warren is down, but it looks like Renegade is looking to put one down, but now we have the push on coming. Stim is probably 30 seconds from completion. We're gonna have 4 tanks, a bunch of +1/+1 bio, and this is gonna be a bunch of units in the Nidus network that is going down. So this is a powerful counterattack. That being said, Renegade needs everything he can at the front. He's down significantly in armor supply, and his tech is roaches. I mean, he's building Hydras, he's building Banelings, he's building Zerglings now. But, he's down in tech, he's down in upgrades, he's down in supply. This is not feel good. Now, one thing combat shields aren't done yet, so the Marines maybe don't have quite as much staying power as they do have. That run by does nothing whatsoever. Bradley's fix it. A little of it's going down. That looks like an F2 move, and the Terran is 100% set up to take both the 3rd and the 4th down. We do have Lings coming in from the side, getting eaten up by these tanks. Not even able to kill anything. Rotating from both sides, tanks stay alive. The strong siege line that has allowed the Terran to stay here means that he will not be dissuaded. He's up 50 army supply here. He's up 3 bases to 2. Zerg does not have the production. It's going to take a miracle for Renegade to come back into this game. And really, this shows the power of scouting. More so than anything else. Even got 2-2 on the way. The Zerg has 1-1, but he is not going to get 2-2 in this game. And creep spreads getting shut down. This is maybe not the best place for the Marines to club up in, but good splits from Stifle, microing back, setting up his tanks and out in a great position, and he owns this place in front of the natural now. And all it takes is him to slowly work his way in. He's up 70 army supply to 16. I think at this point, more than anything, Renegade is just exhibiting that fantasy GG timing he's shown in the other 2 games that he lost in this series, and coming to terms with the fact that he will not be progressing to play in the round of 4 of the KSL. I believe this is where his path will end. And while he played some great games, and he very much had a chance to win Game 4, Game 5, this Nidus attack did not work out for him. Unfortunately, I don't know whether it was the timing or the scouting or what the case may be, but whether that's just not the best builder to do against the Terran. Whatever the case may be. Zerg is on 1 base, and there's not really a whole lot to say about this. Last Banelings are pouring in, getting split against. I'm sure he gets decent trades, but it's 70 army supply to 8. Drones are going down. Scan goes in the main. And there we have it. GG. Team UR's Stifle advances to the round of 4 to play the winner of the next series. That will not be on my channel. That will be on... let me pull that up for everyone. That will be on, I believe, Cameril's channel, but I'm not sure. So, thank you everyone so much for watching. Feel free to give me a follow if you want. I will I'm trying to get back into casting a little more. Whether Cameril wants me to cast things or doing stuff for the CTL or ESL Open Cups or whatever the case may be, I don't know. Because I have a little bit more time now with the wonderful thing that is COVID-19. So, thank you everyone for showing up, coming up, watching. I enjoyed talking with y'all, enjoyed sharing this best of 5 with you. It was a great best of 5. Both players were pretty evenly matched, and they threw some punches, that's for daggone sure. Congratulations to Stifle for making it to the round of 4. It's no small accomplishment, and commiserations to Renegade. He played a great series, and sometimes that's just how it all shakes out. So, thank you so much, everyone. And with that, I think we're done here. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Stay safe, and catch y'all next time. Have a good one.